All right, my apologies. My understanding is that not everybody looked at Yud Aleph Amud Beis. Amud Aleph, some people started on Amud Beis, and even those who learned Yud Aleph Amud Aleph, I'm going to be focusing on like 2 lines of the Gemara that probably everyone didn't spend so much time on, but I thought it sounded like an interesting sugya, so I decided to maybe open up everybody's horizons and expose to. It's really complicated. It involves the sugya. That's why I made this chart. Hopefully, the chart will make it a little simpler. If it makes it more complicated, then don't use it. But basically, the Mishnah says that there's a bunch of things that Yeshalayim Amashi Smuchu, which Rashi on Yud Aleph Amud Aleph explains that it's not explicit, but you could see it if you look closely enough in the Torah. So one of the examples is dinim, which are hilchos mamonos, or monetary laws. So the Gemara asks, Mechta Ksivan, they're explicit. Like, look, Parshas Mishpatim, there are tons and tons of halachos of dinim mamonos that are explicit. So why is it Yeshalayim Amashi Smuchu? So the Gemara says it's referring to the Chiddush of Rebbe. The Tanya Rebbe Omer, Nefesh Tachas Nefesh, Mamon. So there's a pasuk that's describing 2 people are fighting, and it says, Im Yeh Asun, if somebody dies, and there's the pasuk which is describing a woman who is pregnant. The previous pasuk was talking about if they bumped into her and lo aleinu they caused a miscarriage, but nobody died. So then you have to compensate the family for the loss. But then this pasuk, which comes right afterwards, is saying, Im Yeh Asun, if there is someone who dies. Rashi says, referring to the woman, if she dies. So it says nefesh tachas nefesh. So I would have read that pasuk to mean that a guy killed a woman, so he's chai misa. So Rabbi says, no, the pasuk's not talking about misa, it's talking about mamon. He has to pay, Rashi says, the value of the woman to her inheritors. The Rashi speaks out, Atomer mamon oeino ela nefesh mamish. Maybe I would think the pasuk means literally a life. Nemra nisina lamata v'nemra nisina lamata. One pasuk that says nisina is referring to giving of money. So here it says nefesh tachas nefesh. By this pasuk it's referring to nisina. So he makes a gezerah shava to tell you just so over there it's monetary, so to here it's monetary. So just a very basic question I wanted to address is how did Rebbe read the pasuk before he made his gezerah shava? Because Rashi says that Rebbe holds that what's the case? He was niskaven l'har gezeh, he intended to kill his friend, l'har gezeh, and he ended up killing the woman. So he didn't have intent to kill a woman. So Rashi says that in such a case you're actually punished for misa. You have to intend to kill the person you ended up killing. Even though you had murderous intent, there's no chiyuv misa, which is actually a machlokas in the Gemara and Sanhedrin between the Rabbanan and Rabbi Shimon. The Rabbanan say it doesn't matter. You have a murderous intent, you get misa. You kill someone. Rabbi Shimon says no. He makes a special drasha that only if you kill the person you intend, there's misa. If you kill someone you didn't intend, even though you intended to kill, you just missed your target. Rabbi Shimon says you're patur. So Rashi says Rabbi holds like Rabbi Shimon. So if that's so, how did Rabbi read this pasuk before this gezerah shava? The gezerah shava is telling you that you're chayav mamun for killing this woman. So without gezerah shava, you're not chayav mamun. And he holds that you're patur from misa also because he holds like Rabbi Shimon that niskaven l'har gezeh, you wanted to kill one person, you killed another, you're patur. So it sounds like you're patur from both misa and mamun. So then how does he read the pasuk nefesh tachas nefesh? Sounds like either literally he gets chai misa, or Rabbi saying now after Shabbat chai mamun, but without Shabbat how do you read it? So that's one question. So fine. So Rabbi Shimon holds your patur from misa because if you intend to kill one person, you kill the other person, you're actually patur, and Rabbi holds like that. Right. So okay, fine. So that's one question. Another question is Tosfos. The Tosfos here says, Rabbi Yochanan de Amar chayvim misa shogim p'turin min tashlumin. Moki la. So already Tosfos is bothered by a question. There's a discussion in Ksubas Daf Lamed Hey of chayvim misa shogin. What that's referring to is there's a certain halacha called kimlei b'rami minei that if a person is chay both mamon and misa at the same time, he gets the worst of the 2 punishments. He only gets misa, he doesn't have to pay mamon. The case the Gemara gives as an example is the guy shoots an arrow, shoots rabbim on Shabbos, and foremost he hits someone's shirt, so he's damaging someone's shirt, and at the same time misa for breaking Shabbos. So he's patur from paying because he's patur from paying because he's getting misa. Now, what happens if he's not actually getting misa? He did b'shogig. He didn't realize it was Shabbos, or he didn't realize it was usher to shoot an arrow on Shabbos. So he's b'shogig. He's not actually getting misa, and he still has to pay. So there's a discussion in the Gemara over there, and the Gemara brings a Tan Devei Rabbi Chizkiah, that makes a hekesh that basically says that you're always patur. Whether you did it b'miyid, whether you did it b'shogig, you're always patur. It's a vera that has such strong ramifications. It's breaking Shabbos. Someone's mechal Shabbos. It would have been chayiv misa. So even though they're not getting misa, they're patur. So, patur from paying. Thank you. So that's chayiv misa shogin. So Rabbi Yochanan, who says holds like that, chayiv misa shogin, you're patur, meaning you're not getting misa, yet you cause monetary damage. You're still patur. So he says here you're patur. Rebbe by us says you're not chayiv misa because you didn't intend to kill a woman, but you killed her. Yet you're chayiv mamon. So Tozbavad, Rabbi Yochanan and Rebbe don't go together. So that's his implicit question. He doesn't speak that out, but he's saying Rabbi Yochanan damar chayiv misa shogin p'turim and tashlumin. So what does he do with this Gemara? He's not going like Rebbe. So he says Mokila le'ilach Rebbe. So what he's going to do then is he's going to read our Mishnah differently. The Mishnah says that dinim yishlei mashis mochu. There's something about hilchos mamon that's not explicit in the pasuk, but if you look closely, you can see it. So he'll have a different explanation than this Gemara. This Gemara is saying that it's Rebbe who says you're chayav mamon. They'll say no, it's going on a different brisa. Detani v'nasatan ayin tachas ayin. In this way, delo poleg astam mishnah dahacha. So ayin tachas ayin is also a pasuk that sounds literally an eye for an eye, but we have a brisa that tells us that no, it means mamon. If someone damages someone's eye, they have to compensate them financially. So that's how Rabbi Yochanan will read the Mishnah. This way, he's not disagreeing with the Mishnah. Everything works out nicely. So.
Is that also Nesina? Maybe.
No, that's Rebbe's drasha. That Rabbi Yochanan's unrelated. Why Ayin Tach Zayin is Mammon? There's a whole daf in Baba Kama that's trying to figure out why Ayin Tach Zayin is not literal, why it's Mammon. So I'm not sure which one Rabbi Yochanan goes with. So what I wanted to point out in this, I have a chart here. So if you have your paper, so I point out in chart number 1 on the top right, there's a machlokas Rabbanan Rabbi Shimon. It's coming the hargazeh. Are you chayiv or patur? So we're saying now that Rabbi holds like Rabbi Shimon that you're patur, and therefore he reads the pasuk because of his clear shav is talking about mamon. And the Rabbanan argue, the Rabbanan say that you're chayiv misa, and therefore they read the pasuk literally. So what does Rabbi Yochanan hold about this pasuk? Does he hold it means mamon, or does he hold it means misa? So I don't know. I point out in the chart here, I put in brackets Rabbi Yochanan. He can fit in all 3 boxes in the bottom chart. The top left of this chart says that is there anyone who holds that you're chayiv misa and chayiv mamon in this case of intending to kill one person and you kill the woman? Are you chayiv misa and mamon? Nobody says that because Kimli B'Rabbaneh, nobody ever says you get misa and mamon at the same time. So that box is empty. But if someone says they're chayiv misa, like the Rabbanan do, they're in the box here. I put the Rabbanan hold you're chayiv misa, and they read the pasuk literally that nefesh mamish. So Rabbi Yochanan could agree. I don't know what Rabbi Yochanan holds about niskav l'hargazeh. Or in the bottom right, somebody could hold like Rabbi Shimon that niskav l'hargazeh is patur. You have to intend the person you killed. Rabbi Yochanan could hold like that, and he could there, but. In terms of how does he read the pasuk, it could go either way. It could be read it literally, like Tanya V'Chizkiah does, which we'll get to in a minute, or read it like Rebbe, who says that you're chayiv mamon. So what I'm just trying to point out is that Rabbi Yochanan in Ksubas, who's discussing shooting the arrow, seemingly has no connection to this Gemara, which is talking about intending to kill a woman. Intending to kill a man, you end up killing the woman. So Tosos is for some reason assuming that Rabbi Yochanan fits in the bottom right box of this chart I made. I wrote here in brackets Rabbi Yochanan Lefi Tosos Chagiga. So what is Tosos assuming? Tosos is assuming that Rabbi Yochanan holds that niskam l'hargazeh is patur. I'm not sure why he's assuming that. I think he's assuming that because he wants Rabbi Yochanan to be like Rebbe as much as possible. And Rebbe holds your putter if you kill someone you didn't intend to kill. So he's assuming that. And he's assuming that Rabbi Yochanan would say that... Sorry, Tosfos wants Rabbi Yochanan to say this. Tosfos wants Rabbi Yochanan to say that the pasuk is literal. Sorry. Right. I'm going to get to that. But sorry, Tosfos is assuming that Rabbi Yochanan read this pasuk is saying you're patur for misa. You're patur for misa and you're patur for mamon. Sorry, you're fine. So I'm not being clear. Let me explain. Tana Devei Chizkiah. How does Tana Devei Chizkiah read the pasuk? Tana Devei Chizkiah, who I mentioned earlier, says that you're always patur from paying. You're always patur from paying, whether you had intention, whether you didn't have intention, whether it was mezid, whether it was shogeg. You're always patur from paying. What does he hold about niskam lahar gazeh? He holds that he holds like Reb Shimon that you're patur. So Tana Devei Chizkiah actually holds that in this case that we're describing in our Gemara, you intend to kill one person, and you kill the woman, that you're patur from misa, because you didn't intend to kill her, and you're patur from mamon, because of his hekesh of kimli rabbana, you're always patur from paying, if someone ends up dying. So how does Tana Devei Chizkiah read the pasuk?
Why are you chayiv for the food? Why are you chayiv for the kids?
So
That's what you're asking.
You're chayiv for the kids.
According to Tana Devei Chizkiah, why should you be chayiv for the kids? It should be patur. Because it's mammon. Because that's what you're asking, right? Because it's a case of chayvim misas shogeg. It's no different than chayvim misas shogeg.
Right.
Because you killed someone. You're saying there's two different cases.
Right. Sorry, yeah, I got confused.
There's two different cases.
We're talking about the case where he killed the woman. Is he chayiv to pay for the woman? So is he chayiv to pay for the woman? So he would say, no, you're not chayiv to pay for the woman. So you're patur for misa and patur for mammon. So then how does Tana Devei Chizkiah read the pasuk? The pasuk says nefesh shachas nefesh. It either means literally or means mammon. So he holds neither. So how does he read it? So I wrote here in the top that there's Tosfos in Sanhedrin that speaks it out. Sorry, and in Ksubas, that really he would say that in such a case you're patur from everything. He reads the pasuk is talking about a different case, because if you read the psukim inside, there's no indication that he's intending to kill one person and he ended up killing the woman. That was the previous pasuk. This pasuk, Tana Devei Chizkiah Tosfos says, could be a case where he intended to kill the woman too. He intended to kill the man, he intended to kill the woman, and he ended up killing the woman. So he's chai misa. He intended to kill her. So he would read the pasuk literally, nefesh tachas nefesh. He's chai misa because he intended to kill the woman. Or he says the other way, that he intended to kill his friend, and he succeeded. He killed his friend because the pasuk doesn't say who died. The pasuk says im yeh ason, if someone dies. Rashi told us that the way Rebbe read the pasuk, the woman died. But Tana Devei Chizkiah could say that it's talking about where the man died. So either way, Tana Devei Chizkiah reads the pasuk literally. That's this bottom right box in the chart. That Tana Devei Chizkiah says nefesh mamish. Even though you would be patur in the case that we're describing, where you intend to kill one person, you kill the other person, Tana Devei Chizkiah say that's not what the pasuk is talking about. So fine. So that could be. So I'm gonna answer I'm running out of time. I mentioned before that it's kind of complicated, so I apologize. But I'm going to answer my question. That how did Rebbe read the pasuk before his Gzera Shava? So it's very good. He could read it like Tana Devei Chizkiah, because Tana Devei Chizkiah says that the pasuk means misa. Why does nefesh nefesh mean misa? Because it's either a case where he intended to kill the woman, or he intended to kill his friend and he killed his friend. So Rebbe could read the pasuk the same way. It was intentional. But once there is a Gzera Shava that tells me that the pasuk is not talking about case of misa, it's talking about case of mammon, which is what the Brisa says. Ato omer mammon oina ela nefesh mamish. So I would have thought it means he's chai misa. But the Gzera Shava tells me it's chai mammon. So this tells me it's talking about a different case. It's not talking about a case where he killed the person he intended. It's talking about a case where he killed the person he didn't intend. And
so it's telling us two things. It's not
right.
only that you pay moment, but also what kind of case it is.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So that's how I understand from Tosfos in Ksubas. So I'm trying to decide if I have time for the other question. So this basically the Sfas Emes asks on this Tosfos. So Tosfos is asking. He's asking Rabbi Yochanan on Rebbe. Rabbi Yochanan says that Chayv Misa Shoging is pater. So that was talking about a case where he did something that's Chayv Misa, and on the side he ended up being Chayv Mamon. And this case is a case, the thing that's Chayv Mamon is the thing that's Chayv Misa. The guy killed a woman, and he's Chayv potentially in her monetary value. So Tosfos is kind of combining the two and assuming that Rabbi Yochanan would say you're pater in this case also. Just like you're pater in the case of shooting an arrow, Rabbi Yochanan would say you're pater in the case here. So Rabbi Yochanan says you're pater, Rabbi says you're chayiv, he sees that as a contradiction. So Sasama says that if you look at Tosfos in Sanhedrin, which I write here where that is, it's on Ayin Testament Aleph, that Tosfos' question doesn't even get started. Because Rabbi Yochanan could hold like Rabbi. Because, as I mentioned, there are two different cases. There's a case where I do something that's Chayv Misa, I shoot an arrow on Shabbos, and on the side I end up doing monetary damage. I break someone's shirt by accident, or intentionally. I end up breaking someone's shirt. So that's where everybody agrees you're pater in that case, because it's Kimlei B'Rabbi Minei. I'm getting Misa, and so therefore, or even if I'm not getting Misa, but I did an Avera that's Chayv Misa, so I'm pater from Mammon. This case, Rebbe disagrees. Rebbe says that even though that I'm doing an Avera that should be Chayv Misa because I killed someone, even though it's non-intentional, I didn't intend to kill this woman, you aren't pater. Why aren't you pater? Because of a Gezer Shava that says you're Chayv Mammon in this case. So who says Rabbi Yochanan disagrees? Maybe Rabbi Yochanan agrees that he only says in the other case where it's some side money, there you're pater, because Tanya Vechizkiah is special drasha. But Rebbe's drasha of Gezer Shava of Mammon, that's this very specific case where I intended to kill one person, I killed another person.
Why would Tanya Vechizkiah make a difference between whether it's a side thing or...
So Tanya Vechizkiah holds you're always pater. Whether you was b'mezid, whether it was b'shogeg, whether you intended this person or you intended that person. Tanya Vechizkiah says you're always pater. So Rabbi Yochanan agrees with him in one of those cases. He agrees in the shogeg mezid case where of Shabbos. But in the case of intending to kill this person, intending to kill that person, so Sasam is asking, based on Tosfos himself says this in Sanhedrin, that Rabbi Yochanan could agree. Rabbi Yochanan, really Rebbe holds of Tana Vechizkiah in the Shabbos case, but he disagrees with him in this case because he has a Gezer Shava. So maybe Rabbi Yochanan agrees. So there's no contradiction because there are two different cases that have nothing to do with each other. So he leaves that as a question. He doesn't answer. He says, you see, Tosfos here is not going with that for some reason, even though the whole thing makes sense. I'll just leave off that he says that he also doesn't understand Tosfos Teretz. Tosfos Teretz is that Rabbi Yochanan would understand the Mishnah talking about a different case, talking about Ayin Tach Zayin. Ayin Tach Zayin, I would think means literally, and no, Chazal tell us it means money. So if that's a way to read the Mishnah, why didn't the Gemara say that? Gemara is saying Nefesh Hachas Nefesh. That's Shitas Rebbe. We don't hold like Rebbe. That's not the halacha. We hold like the Rabbanan. That person's Chayv Misa in such a case. So if it's possible to say the Mishnah is talking about Ayin Tach Zayin, why didn't the Gemara say that? So he leaves that as a question. Thank you.
The explanation, the difference between what the shop between two.
Sorry, it's so confusing.